How to motivate a team as a leader. Man, good for you for checking this out. We're gonna hit 6 specific steps that I've helped people time and time again use. When we can live life on our terms, on a holistic level, taking into account not just our business lives, but also our health, all of our relationships, from friends, family, partners, the world changes. All right, so I've had the good fortune to work with leadership teams, individuals, organizations across the world. And as great leaders, there's 6 very simple but basic steps, but they're not necessarily easy, that if you do this well, you will motivate your team all day long. So the first step in doing this is clarifying and collaborating on what the common vision is. This is one of the very, very critical steps, is making sure that as a team, your team is crystal clear and they're buying in to the vision of where we're going. This is partially your why, this is partially the outcomes that you're driving towards. These can be done in a BHAG, according to Collins, a big, hairy, audacious goal, 10 years out, a vision, or it can be as simple as starting it off in a year. What would amazing look like? If we knew we couldn't fail in the next year, what would amazing look like? That's the number one thing, is collaborating and making sure that everybody has buy-in. This is where we're going. We're going to the top of that mountain, okay? The second piece is ensuring that it's crystal clear for everybody on your team that they understand how are they accountable for achieving that vision. Once we know where we're going, first step. Second is, all right, what is each member of the team accountable for in achieving it? Where sometimes frustrations come and where leaders are losing motivations is when we have crossover, when it's not clear on who owns what. Or 2 people think, oh, I thought so-and-so, or maybe I'm supposed to own it. We have to make sure that that's clear, and you have to have trust to ensure that you're doing that. And actually, you can build a lot of trust out of having clear accountabilities, because when you start to do that, there's no way to hide. All right, the next piece is holding everybody consistently, ruthlessly, but compassionately accountable. Now, some people would say, well, that's not motivating. Actually, when you have the right team that's crystal clear on where the vision's going and they're in the right seats, it's going to be incredibly motivating, because everybody gets to see, hey, I get to show off, this is what I did this week. This is what I was accountable for, and I crushed it. Great. And it's going to create an open, candid environment where everybody has that visibility. And if one person who's the right person, man, they're in, they buy it, but they're struggling, maybe they're in the right seat, but they're having some heavy challenges, a bunch of headwinds in their department. How can the rest of the team then come together and support that person? It ends up motivating people beyond belief. When you get people rallying around one person who's maybe struggling, we help them get up, great, now they're standing on their feet, we're off to the races. So the first step is clarifying and collaborating what the common vision is. Second is making sure that everybody's crystal clear on how they're accountable and who they're accountable for to achieving that vision. Third is ensuring that you have some sort of mechanism, whether it be weekly metrics or some process on a regular basis, that we're holding everybody crystal clear accountable, and we've got clarity to see, did we win or lose this week? The next place is making sure that we have the right people in the right seats. Now, when we say right people, we mean that they share our values. They're our people. If you have somebody that doesn't share your values, maybe they walk out every meeting, they're whispering under their breath, or they just don't buy it and they don't share them, doesn't mean they're a bad person by miles. It just means they're not your person. And this person can actually chip away at your organization in untold ways. It's really, really damaging. And it'll demotivate the rest of the team. Now, the next is having somebody who's in the wrong seat. If the seat's too big, seat's too small, whatever, it's too weird, they can't handle it, they're gonna be struggling. And unless they're an idiot, they're gonna know it. So it's your job as the senior leader to help motivate the entire team to help that person either step up or choose to step out of the organization. Now, when it comes to right people, right seats, this is one of the biggest impacts for motivating teams, and particularly as that senior leader, and when you're motivating them, is if you know somebody's there, I beg you and plead you to invest the time and energy to help them either figure it out or get them out. One of the two, but do it fast. When you have a very high functioning team that's doing well, but you've got one person who's not strong, that person will pull the whole team down as an anchor. It'll demotivate anybody faster than anything. Nobody will say it because we're all conflict avoidant, but the reality is if that's the case, give that person 30 days. Invest the time to say, hey, I need you to do these things, and if they don't do it, when you do that well, they're gonna step out and then replace them, but somebody who shares the values and is great at what they do. This will actually motivate more and more and more. And if you have any experience in this space, you know that you've let somebody go that maybe you avoided for a year or 2 or 4, and then people are finally like, oh, thank God you finally got rid of them. They didn't do anything. All they did was take time and energy. So that 4th step is making sure you have right people, right seats, and if you have to make change, make it fast. The 5th thing as a leader motivating people is catch your people being great. Model those positive behaviors. It is so easy for people just to point on the negatives. Oh, we missed this. Oh, we missed that. And we're going to call those out. We're going to hold people accountable on those. But when people do a great job, celebrate it. Or make sure that you call them out and say, hey, this is great. And do that in front of everybody else. Steve, loved how you handled this. Margot, fantastic. Didn't see that coming and you saw it. That was a great call. Well done. You're going to get more out of people, and you're modeling the behaviors you want them to do as well. It'll actually start to grow within your team, and people will start calling each other out. And then the last thing, the 6th thing, is remember to celebrate. For some reason, a lot of us have lost the ability to celebrate. It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe it's bringing pizza in for people, or maybe it's having a party, or maybe it's going out for drinks afterwards. Hey, we had a great quarter. Let's go out and celebrate. But helping build that team to one team, one voice, one vision changes everything. So the points are, the 6 points, if you are genuinely wondering, how do I motivate a team as a leader, is number 1, clarify and collaborate that vision. 2, ensure that everybody is crystal clear on how they're contributing to achieve that vision. 3, hold everybody ruthlessly but compassionately accountable. Consistent. 4, if you've got the right people in the right seats, you're off to the races. If not, make those changes fast. 5, catch your people being great. And number 6, remember to celebrate. So ideally, you found some value in this. If you did, please subscribe. Check out other books or other videos on the channel. If you have questions, you're always welcome to go to lifeon-yourterms.com. Love to hear from you. Let us know. Keep smiling.